What's up, YouTube world? It's your boy Halucha Lucha, aka Matthew J. Brownlee, and I'm back with another All Elite address. I don't think I did one of these in like a couple of weeks. I be busy. I most likely watch. I prefer AEW, NXT. Just me. Um, I know there's some good stuff that was going on in AEW. But I just been busy with work, trying to get this shift supervisor stuff going on. There's a lot of work. As you can't see, but I've been like I honestly like got all this stuff, and I've been it's front and back too, and I just been going over them and stuff like that, trying to get really serious in this Burger King business. And then plus I've been working like 9.5, 10 hours a day for like 5 days. Then I gotta condition myself, and I just get tired when I get home and stuff like that. So but yeah, I watched AEW today. Well, I watched most of it. I know the two big things that happened. I saw some of the matches and stuff like that. So before I get into this, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. This might be the shortest review that I ever do, and maybe you guys might like that. I don't know, but yeah. So we're gonna get into this. Um, so let's get let's get the small talk out the way. The little baby things. We're gonna talk about the two big things last. I'm gonna just try to go to order and stuff like that. Uh, so as the show starts, battle royal for the diamond ring thing that MJF has. Apparently, that's a thing that maybe gets defended every year. I guess now. Um, MJF. I'm just gonna get straight to the point. I didn't like this. I mean, it's a battle royal. You know, you get what you get. Matt Hardy turned heel, I guess. Matt Hardy's a heel. They made Miro look like a beast, which is finally because they made him look like trash for like the past couple of weeks. So up they haven't made him look like trash, but they just like his feud is over a video game. So, but he looked like a gangster in this whole thing, which is good stuff. Inner Circle still has beef, which is good stuff. Uh, and it rolled over into the next match after this. But Sammy Guevara was in the ring with Warlow, MJF, and Jungle Boy. And Sammy Guevara was doing some great stuff with Jungle Boy. And then MJF eliminated both of them. Sammy Guevara was like, "Yo, what the heck, bro? Well, like, what are you doing? You piece of trash." And he was like, "Hey, bro, my bad. Like, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't. Hey, my bad." And I thought Warlow was about to toss him out the ring, but then MJ turned around and Warlow was like, "Hey, we won!" And then Warlow was like, "No, no, 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 no. There's still one more guy. There's Orange Cassidy. Forgot, remember him? Oh yeah, get him and toss him out the ring." Of course, MJF being all cocky and stuff like that. Warlow's about to eliminate him. Orange Cassidy pushes him into MJF. MJF almost goes over the top rope. He's like, "Whoa!" Warlow catches him. Orange Cassidy does the thing, eliminates him. Orange Cassidy, MJF, the two last standing peoples. So they're gonna have that match last next week. Like I said, it was a thing. It was a battle royal. The match next week should be really good, but it was just a battle royal. And then after that, Chris Jericho versus Frankie Kazarian in a one-on-one match. It was fine. It was okay. It started off good, but it got way too long. Like it got long for no reason at all. Frankie Kazarian is still in good shape, but I mean Chris Jericho, I love you to death. Man, stick to 10 to 15 minute matches or be in a tag team or something like that. But the story was that MJF for whatever reason tried to throw in a towel for Chris Jericho, and everybody from the inner circle tried to go get in there, and they're like, "Bro, what are you doing? Like, relax." And then Chris Jericho's like, "Yo, what are you guys doing?" Almost got a roll up on him, but he caught him with boom elbow to face, and he wins. Everybody from inner circle, they're all having beef with each other. Sammy Guevara and Ortiz, who's been saying that they don't even like MJF from like the beginning. They're jaw jacking him. Sammy Guevara like pushed the shit out of MJF. Warlow's pushing people. Jake Hager is pushing Warlow, Warlow's pushing them, and Chris Jericho is pretty much like, all right, this is what's happening right now. We are going to have another town meeting next week. There's going to be ultimatum. Either we get along, or Inner Circle is kaput. No more Inner Circle is over with. Kaput. And he leaves, and then those three. So Warlow and Jake Hager again are jaw jacking each other. And Ortiz and Sammy are jaw jacking at MJF. So the match was fine. The story is, it's fine. It's good. I think it's like really early, especially since MJF like literally just the deodorant dropping on my armpit, or maybe there's a bump. I don't know. I might need to see a doctor. I think I'm fine though. But yeah, um, that was the thing. It was decent enough. I just think it's really quick. I just personally think it's too soon, just because MJF just got there and it's already like they're having beef with each other. And next week is like, well, we're gonna either be on the same page or we're gonna split up. It's like, well, I mean, I guess we'll just see what happens next week or whatever. Um, the women's division, it's getting better. They have stories, so that's a good thing. I like when women's division has stories because women's division needs stories. They had a decent match with Britt Baker and what's her name? She's like 4'11", very tiny and very adorable. I forget her name, but she's great. They had some good stuff in there. I don't like interfering in matches, especially for no reason. Rebel, Rebby, Reba, whatever they're calling her. She keeps getting involved in the matches. Uh, the little tiny person, I forget her name. She's in there. She's doing her great. She's doing good. She's keeping up with Britt Baker. But Britt Baker wins in the end, and then Thunder Rosa gets in there. She starts laying ham on her. It was pretty great. Um, and then also elsewhere, Hikaru Shida says she's not scared of Abaddon, but her lights flickering uh, and it being nothing uh, tells us that she is scared of Abaddon. So that's gonna be good stuff. She's like, "You scared of Abaddon?" She's like, "I'm not scared of Abaddon." And she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Can we start over?" No. Okay. And she leaves. She's scary. That's gonna be good stuff. The match is gonna be great. I'm gonna enjoy the match. So that's good stuff. I enjoy it. I like that they're doing something with the women. I obviously the women's and I don't think that Surrender Deep is gonna wasn't in it, but I mean they're doing things with the women's division, so that is a start. It's a start. It's there. Uh, the Young Bucks get beat up. They talk about it was like, hey, remember when we super kicked you in the face a couple of weeks ago? And it was like, remember when we had that tag team match, and then we won against FTR in the greatest tag team match of all time? Yeah, remember that? It was like we're now looking for new competition, and it was like, oh, you can face the hybrid too. And then they made the joke that WWE always does is like, hey, you guys don't deserve to be facing us for the championships, but if you beat us, we'll give you a title shot. So that's hilarious. And then my boys, um, I don't remember their names. This is why I should have wrote this down. But I didn't write it down. Um, Evalance, Ever Evalance. They come because they're on dark. They come and they start rapping. They start making fun of the Young Bucks and the book that they have. And then the other guy starts rapping. I remember one of the guys was in NXT. But the other guy started rapping, started talking about his penis, about the young bucks looking at each other's penises while they're doing the book, about erections and stuff. It was pretty great. And then it's like, by the way, look behind you. And they look behind them, and Hybrid 2 is beating them up. And Frankie Kazarian and Christopher Daniels scare him off. Frankie Kazarian's like, that Judas effect I got, I ate that. Nothing good. I ate all of that. And Young Bucks helped them. So there's another new tag team, fresh tag team, which is good stuff. I like it. Their tag team division is just deep. It just is what it is. I actually thought Top Flight was going to come and help the Bucks, but it was actually Frankie Kazarian and Christopher Daniels. So I don't know if there's a good thing where Everlance, I think that's their name. I don't know if there's a thing where they're going to uh, beat up or they're gonna face Frankie Kazarian and whatchamafaces. Daniels, Christopher Daniels and stuff like that. So that might be a thing that they do, which is fine. Get them up the ranks, get some more tag teams in there. Um, I enjoy all of that. And so here comes one of big two things that happened. Uh, that was one thing that was really good and then not really good. Cody and Darby Allin, Mr. TNT champion, had a match against Team Taz's Will Hobbs and my boy Ricky Starks. Match is great. My boy Will Hobbs is a beast. He's throwing Darby all over the place. He's hitting push-ups. He's beating up everybody in the sight. Ricky Starks is doing the same thing. Uh, Darby Allin and Cody Rhodes win because of course they do. LOL. You don't put over your Team Taz. Team Taz is supposed to be the future. They're supposed to get like a win, something to help build momentum for my boy Will Hobbs, who literally just turned heel like what, last week or the week before, like that, something like that. He just turned heel. You get him a big win, but nope. Team Taz loses, and then they try to beat them all up. Sting debuts. Holla, that's cool. I love Sting. Sting is great. Sting is 60 years old, and Sting scares off Team Taz. So, yep, that was a thing. It happened. Sure did. So the good news, Sting obviously is there. I love Sting. Sting is fantastic. Great debut. They said that he's done a multi-year deal. Fantastic. I think that's great. I don't think I want to see Sting wrestle. I mean, if he does, it's gonna be great. I'm gonna enjoy it. Nostalgia. We love Sting. We love Sting. But future stars, build your stars, build your stars, build your stars. Please build your stars. They always talk about WWE bringing old timers and not building stars, and here's them. They got Shaq in there, which will probably be decent, and then they got Sting, who's returning, and he's gonna feud with Team Taz, and guess who's gonna come on top? It won't be Team Taz. I'm just gonna let y'all know that now. It won't be Team Taz, which is unfortunate. So that was there. I mean, so that was big news number one. Big news number two. Well, there's big news number two, and then there's humongous news number three. Big news number two: Kenny Omega versus Kenny Omega. We have a new AEW World Heavyweight Champion. His name is Kenny Omega. The match was really good. It started off, slow because, that's what John Moxley does. And of course, V triggers to faces. We're missing V triggers. We're hitting German suplexes. We're hitting paradigm shifts. We're throwing people off barricades. We're doing all the great stuff that we love. Uh, Kenny Omega fakes a head injury or something like that. Don Callis, my boy from Impact Wrestling, him and Scott Demora is doing great stuff over there. He's on commentary. He goes off from commentary, trying to help up his boy Kenny Omega. Time out real quick. What is with this gag of Kenny Omega in North Carolina? What is going on with that? He does this lavish entrance, and they've been mentioning North Carolina forever. It's hilarious. Anyways, Don Callis is back. He pretty much talks about how his Kenny Omega's father trained him, and they're kind of like family and all that stuff like that. And he goes help out Kenny Omega, whatever. And John Moxley's like, nah. get him back in the ring. He starts ground and pounding them. Um, Don Callis gets on commentary, or he gets off commentary. He grabs a mic in his hand. He gets on the apron. John Moxley knocks him down. Kenny Omega grabs the mic, pops him in the face, bleeds him all over the place. Hits like 200,000 knee triggers in a row. One winged angle. One winged angle? Yep. Just English is just my first language, guys. One winged angel and new AEW World Heavyweight Champion Kenny Omega. Boom. And then they build it up. So that was big news number two. They build it up as a heist, and Don Callis runs to the backstage. Everybody's looking at Kenny Omega's like, "What are you doing?" And, Tony Khan is jaw jacking at Kenny Omega, and all the people backstage jaw jacking at Kenny Omega. Don Callis is like, "Hey, you got it." And then my boy announcer, I forget his name. He's great though. He was like, "Hey, what's going on there? What are you doing, buddy?" He was like, "All questions that you want will be answered on Tuesday." And then he goes, "Tuesday? AW's on Wednesday." He's like, "You mean on like AW Dark or something?" He was like, "Nah, you can find out an Impact Wrestling on Tuesdays." What? AEW Impact Wrestling? That big news number three. AEW and Impact Wrestling is their partnership. They're a thing. They're a whole thing. And this is gonna be great. Kenny Omega, AEW World Champion, is gonna be on Impact, and that just opens doors for everybody. That opens doors for Kenny Omega to win the Impact World Champion. He could win the Impact World Championship. He'd be that champion. He'd win the championship, the Triple A Mega Championship. He has that, and he's gonna be AEW champion. They have a working relationship with MWA. Take the title off of Nick Aldis. Kenny Omega got all the championships. It's gonna be fantastic. And then you think about what can happen next with AE, and this is the interesting part. So Kenny Omega, John Moxley, we still don't know who attacked John Moxley. Now this opens the floodgates of it could have been anybody in Impact roster. Now you have a whole new roster to be like who attacked John Moxley. Could have been the Good Brothers because you know Kenny Omega, Good Brothers, Bullet Club, Pum Pum Pum. That's a whole thing. Maybe it could have been the Good Brothers. Maybe it could still be Kenta. Maybe it could be Sammy Callahan. Sammy Callahan and John Moxley, they got beef. Well, there was a thing, so maybe that. Or maybe John Moxley and Sammy Callahan teams together against the Good Brothers and Kenny Omega, whoever like that. There's so many possibilities. They have Jordan Grace there. They have Sue Young versus like Big Swole's there, and like there's so many possibilities with Impact and AEW and probably NWA and probably AAA. There's so many things that just open, and this is like a breath of fresh air. This is something that I wish WWE would do. Like if WWE would just open their brains, just because you have the best roster in the world, you treat your stars like trash. Like there's nothing significant or special that normally happens. Like there's never an episode where you go, "Oh my god, did you see that?" Like even if someone like Brock Lesnar showed up on NXT, well, actually, Brock Lesnar showed up on NXT, that'd be a pretty big, that'd be ridiculous. But even if that does happen, it's still like, well, Brock Lesnar's in WWE something. But if, but if like uh, Kenny Omega showed up in WWE, or if Roman Reigns showed up on AEW, people would have been like, what? Just imagine like the matches that WWE can have. Like WWE always talks about ratings, talks about money. Like if WWE and AEW join forces, like if WWE joined forces with the wrestling world, like their thing would go from what 2.5 they could be back in Attitude Era stuff with like 4, 5, uh, to everybody be watching it, or at least 3, 4. I mean, 3 to 4 people be loving what would happen if you do that. Like AEW next week, they might get like 100 views low key to see just to see what's going on. I mean, NXT Takeover is gonna be fantastic and everything, but people just might tune into AEW to see what be going on with Impact Wrestling, and that would be a thing that people would like from WWE. What would happen if Roman Reigns showed up on Impact or not on Impact on AEW, attacked Kenny Omega or something like that, attacked John Moxley, or they show the end of Raw, Kenny Omega hit a one-winged angel on Drew McIntyre. They'll tune. Everybody will be tuning in. You get like 3, 4 million views the next Monday. That right next Monday, be like, what? Well, people will probably turn into AEW first. They'd be like, oh, I'm coming to Raw, and then people turn in on Raw. You get 4 or 5 million views. They'd be like, oh, WWE just leaves money right on the table. They have people from Bullet Club right there, and they just leave money on the table. They just do it. I don't know what goes on with WWE, but this is going to be fantastic. This is gonna be great. Apparently now I gotta start watching freaking Impact Wrestling now. I gotta watch Impact Wrestling. So that was probably the best part of the show, which else I thought was it was a show. It was fine. I just felt like everything that happened, like every good thing happened, led to something that was like, like the battle royal. Miro signed. Miro did great, made him look very strong, but it was just a match. It was just the battle royal. You eliminate people and then you either win or lose. It's just a thing. The whole thing with the inner circle splitting and doing maybe splitting or something. Again, that's good stuff. The match itself was just there. It was nothing special about the match. Sting returns or Sting debuts. Fantastic. Team Taz look like chumps because they lose once and then they get ran off by Sting, who's like 60 years old. This whole match was good. The thought of AEW and Impact working together, fantastic. But it's like I just thought the ending of the match was like convoluted. It's like they just did a way too much. They flowed really nicely, and then they did this whole fake thing. Like to me, it was just too much or whatever. And then they still didn't even mention like you would be like this big blow off. You would think who attacked John Moxley. We'll never know until maybe like next week or week after. Maybe I did like the story, the booking that they did where at All Out or something like that when Kenny Omega lost, him and Hangman lost the title, where um, he said to the Bucks, he said, "Yo, we're done. We're done playing nice, whatever." And it was in the car. And he was like, "Hey, you guys coming with me or you're not?" And the Bucks didn't go with them, and they came alone in that truck, and he drove away. He comes back with Don Callis in the truck. Long term story book. That's all you can ask for. But again, uh, the show was fine. The big stuff was, there's always a silver lining in everything. You had your big moments, but I just hope, especially for Team Taz, because I think they're so great. I hope this leads to something bigger for them because they're great, and I hope that good things happen to them. Fingers crossed. But that's it. Maybe I might do a thing for Impact next week. We'll see what happens with my life. That's it. I'm out.